Hello guys, and welcome back to Polaris Sector, where I'm hoping to recover from the nasty shock of having an alien fleet appear above one of our main production planets. Now then, we have recruited some ground forces, so I want to see how many can we fit onto one of our transporters. How many Marines? So let's so we can fit on 3,000 Marines. Okay, so we're gonna need more. But first of all, we need to build some defensive satellites. We're a little bit vulnerable at the moment with our frontline world only protected by the small fighters and bombers. But we will we'll persevere. Our organics balance is now looking more healthy. So whilst the worlds towards the front line deal with defense, let's construct another colonizer so that we're continuing to expand our capabilities. And an enemy force or an enemy agent has sabotaged some of our units. Let's bring back our own spy ship to see whether we can flush out the enemy. Oh gosh, the 7 corvettes are with 144 small ships. This could be painful, guys. So we've got. Can we select all of our non-torpedo fighters, and let's gather them together, and then our torpedo equipped fighters, which we're going to have to use to try and take down some of these corvettes, likewise into another block. And I think we should be able to put them into command groups. Let's start. Now then, what are we looking at in terms of the enemy? Gosh, plenty of plasma missiles, fireball emitters. Let's try and flank around these plasma missile ships. They look very much like they're designed to take care of our fighters. I'll try and take them on last. So we've got our Spitfires that are equipped with lasers and missiles designed to take out enemy fighters, and then we've got our Typhoon bombers armed with their plasma torpedoes designed to take on enemy capital ships. And here are the first of the enemy fighters. Our fight is getting whittled down, but they're not doing a bad job. Can the bombers help with their... Just facing a lot of enemy fighters. But we're not doing too bad, not doing too bad. Well, let's just select all ships now. Let's keep away from these corvettes. Yeah, I'm seeing the disadvantage of just having freestanding smaller ships. We don't have any facilities capable of repairing or rearming our small craft. But look, we've got to do the best with what we've got. They did bring a load of small craft with them, so I'm assuming these, maybe all of them, but at least some of these must be of a kind of carrier configuration. You can't really tell anything about them other than their weaponry. How fast are these moving? Speed 6.83, so that might be worth taking note of. This one, yes, these ones I want to get at, not these ones with these plasma missiles. I think they'd probably do us terrible damage when we get in amongst these. Well, these also got plasma missiles, so it's only these ones which don't actually. We could be in terrible difficulty here. They also seem to know exactly where we are, so they must have decent scanners to allow them to detect us. Don't know what their firing arc would be. No, we don't have that level of detail on them. But our own plasma missiles have got that range on them, so maybe we can risk coming in a little closer. What's this one got? This has just got the fireball emitter and heavy ion gun, so maybe that's where we'll attack the formation. Kind of in the middle of it, but hopefully away from these plasma missiles. What about this one on its own? Plasma missiles. It's got 33 of them. I can only imagine it would just be devastating if launched at our bombers. They've got great small craft defences, which makes me wonder whether we should be designing some ship-to-ship capital ships. Okay, let's get at them. Dodging the. Right, there we go. See, our own torpedoes are pretty good when they actually connect. Right, that's two enemy corvettes down. What's this one armed with? Yeah, let's take down these, which is what I'm hoping. These are the carriers. Great stuff. Okay. What are these over here? Have these got fireball emitters, plasma missiles? Yeah, these. You see, this has got 1900 armor. It's much slower, it would seem. Far less armor, and only these fireball missiles. This one's only got plasma missiles. So it's almost like these two are a later design. What should we do? I think we've got a choice really. Either go for the isolated ones, or try and come through the middle. Look, let's see how effective these plasma missiles are. Let's put them into a hammer formation and see if we can bring some pain. We've got 90. So even if each missile killed one, we'd still have some numbers. It's just, would we then have enough to go and take on the rest of the enemy fleet? Okay, guys. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, so those plasma missiles weren't as deadly as I feared, but we are now. So we've got 112 missiles left. Oh gosh, what's this guy? This fireball emitter is actually seeking out our fighters. Yeah, I want to get rid of that bugger. We're not in formation anymore. Guys, get into formation. It does just seem to be that you bring a bit more firepower at once when they're in formation. Are these guys retreating? I think they're retreating. I think we've won the battle. We have won the battle. And I'm so relieved. Go on, fuck off. Well done. These Typhoon bombers have they've done me proud. They have done me proud. So yeah, I mean, we lost a lot of the Spitfires, but their sacrifice freed up the battlefield for our Typhoons to then get to work. Very happy about that. Ultimately, we were fighting against a superior enemy force, so I shouldn't be too chuffed, because on the strategic level it's a bit of a failure, but tactically very, very happy with that result. Heroes of the Empire, those pilots. Okay, let's disassemble this sort of stuff and merge these and load them on. From the we go from the excitement of battle to the tedium of logistics, but such is the reality of war. So what's arrived here? So I can't see any covert ship above, but it might be that because our spying is only 50%. So we're still building that station there. Let's move the scout back then. See what we're, at least give us some indication of what we're dealing with. Right, so we've got these Sentinel battle satellites built now. I think what we want to do, let's have a look. How are we getting on with that frigate? 19 years. That is pretty. That's not too far away, actually. I'm tempted. Let's build another 2 Sentinels, and then we can take them out to the front line and just see how they perform. Maybe not very well, as they are getting a little bit. They're getting a little bit old now. May need to redesign them to bring them up to our latest technology. Not that we've really gone on leaps and bounds yet. Minerals, please. Got a decent metal balance now, 42. Food in this game, at least, looking strong. So these corvettes have retreated. And okay, so that's where the freighter is there. Let's bring him down. Long journey, but necessary. Reconstruction, so another colonizer. So we're getting our colonists out to these worlds. Yeah, great. I want to keep this up. Just if we focus totally on this conflict and stop expanding, I suspect that we will suffer for it later on. Nothing above this world right now. And let's have a little look at the economics thing. And the number of, I don't know why it calls them fleets, they're actually number of ships. Was that our battle there, maybe? Maybe we, I don't know, perhaps... yeah, no. Can't imagine that dented their forces that much. Wishful thinking, perhaps. So yeah, let's get these stations built. In fact, what I'll do is I'll split these two stations off, disassemble them, load them onto this transporter, I think it was, and get those out to the front line. I wonder whether there's a enemy fleet around here, you know, out of fuel. A battle? Who are these? Who's this? A Logan fleet, a freighter. So it must be a scout. So there was a battle here, and the enemy fleet retreated. Okay. And hangar with repair facilities. Okay, so that's interesting. We can recall our fighters after their various sorties and get them repaired in battle, ready to go on another sortie. So what have we built down here? Okay, great, another colonizer. And no, not exciting at all. Desert World. Desert World's pretty good. Let's queue up another colonizer and send that one on its way. Planet sabotaged. Navi 2. Where is Navi 2? I can't imagine that's the Logans. That is probably these. Maybe these little koala buggers. So let's colonize this world and get the minerals. Is the Logans I worry about most of all, though. Okay, so we've built both these defense bases. Now then, what I want is, seeing as they did such a good job in clearing the enemy fighters, let's go for 100 Spitfire fighters. Get them to the front line as quickly as possible. Okay, let's unload the hangars here, assemble those stations, bring back our transporter. I think we've previously got the technology to stop enemy fleets from going into to hyperspace, but in a previous playthrough, I just found that the technology to put that on a star station was just it was just too power hungry. I could not get the design to work, but maybe we'll give it another go. So we'll go to Peacock and get that colonized, and whilst we've got surplus population, let's get another colonizer up there. So at least we've got these stations now to back up the fighters. We need to, well, say fighters. There's only bombers there at the moment. We need fighters. And again, minerals. A heavy armed turret. Okay, so that could be useful, particularly building a kind of a ship-to-ship brawler frigate. And Okay, so the transporters got back here. What's going on over here? Corvettes, 2 corvettes. Yeah, that 1900. More advanced type potentially. It's Frozen World. Metals and organics. We're 44 organics now, so we're doing much better there. Oh, an oceanic world. Oh, let's oh, I've missed that. It was silly of me to miss that, guys. Banging my head against the desk. Not really. I've screwed up it in far greater ways in this game. That was a minor little blip by comparison. So let's another colonizer. Let's just have a look how we're doing on the colonized world front, colonized planets. So yeah, we're even whilst I'm cranking these out during the war, the Logans are doing the same. So I've got to keep on doing it. Although we can obviously perhaps at some point think about expanding at their expense. So we have got our 100 fighters. Let us separate them out just to make things easier. Disassemble them. Merge with this one. Load them into the hangar, not the hangars, the cargo containers, and get them out to the front line. How far? What's the research like? So 2 years. What I'll do, I'm going to build a fuel hauler in the meantime. Colonize that world. A pirate fleet has been detected. Could be a bit irritating because our forces our carrier fleet has kind of been decimated. What about these little brawler corvettes? No, they can't get down there. We'll leave the pirates unmolested for the moment. My hope is that when this next ship size becomes available, we'll be able to design something with a bit more flexibility, and that will allow us to take the offensive against the Logans and go mop up those pirates. What are we looking at down here? Oh yes, this desert one, but it's got that the research on. So look, let's go secure that. Okay, we've built our fuel hauler, and we can merge those fleets. And let's put some Spitfires in that fleet. Though I was very happy with the way the Typhoons took care of the enemy corvettes. So let's. Oops, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here, guys. Yeah, so we didn't. Now then, I'm going to move off in this direction just because I'm surprised that we can't get back to our own space when we've got 2 fuel haulers. Go over there. And whilst we're waiting for that research to be done, build me another 50 of those and 50 of the bombers. Great, so we've got the frigate, the next in line after the corvette class. Much more internal space. Okay, so we leave the leave the rest of the technology just move through, and let's get a frigate designed. Yeah, much more space. So engines then. So a new prototype. Let's call it the Valiant. And engines first. Engines. Let's put those in there. These up here. So these dual TREs, thermonuclear rockets. So that gets us to 22. If we chop these out, put those in, that's 21. Could we fit 3? No. Okay, so let's leave that configuration as it is. And then in the lower deck, let's think about how much range we want these to have. Range, I really want them to have probably about 10,000, just to give us some operational flexibility. Can we make better use of the space? Perhaps we can, by using these sort of fatter ones. Fatter but shorter. Maybe if we bring... Perhaps that's a better use of the space. So yeah, that's got us 10,000 in range. We've got our engines. Let's make sure we can just power what we've got on board as it stands. Leaving these yellow spaces available, because that's where you put your weapons. So we've got power. Let's increase the armor, which drops our speed quite a lot down to 4. But we want these fairly bulky. We want these to be able to bring the fight to the enemy. Anything special we want to put on them? I really don't think we'll get this. See, this hyper jump prohibition module, 75,000 power consumption. Repair module. We could so a bomb bay module to allow planetary bombardment, but I'm more interested in ground assault, to be honest. Yeah, let's get a scanner just so that we ensure that these ships are never blind. So we could put a hangar. We could have some decent hangar space actually, but let's also munitions if we want to have a lot of missiles. So what weapons can we put? So we've got these larger turrets. So we've got these ion beams, these heavy lasers, armor-piercing torpedoes. How do we want to fight our enemies? I was saying I really would like a kind of this sort of brawler ship. So let's go with 3 beam ion guns. Let's put them in the top, so 360-degree fire with those weapons, and then have some of those mounted there. I do want some laser weaponry just because they're we'll use the heavy lasers. What's the range actually? Range of those is 800, 900, but the rate of fire of the heavy lasers is a lot less, so I do want these lighter ones, just to give us sort of anti-fighter defense. And then down on these decks we can put the bigger heavy lasers perhaps. How do we get on? So they do heavy lasers, damage per second 6.6, whereas if we go to these 3 beam ion gun. Damage per second 8.4. And what's the range? The range is 1900, whereas the heavy lasers 950. Tell you what, let's go with batteries of these 3 beam ion guns then. And in the lower decks, we will then just go with some paired lasers, small paired laser batteries, to see off fighter craft and the like. So that is all of the turret spaces taken up. Let's see whether we can power it all. Yeah, we can. We can easily. Let's have a look to see whether we can. These hangars with repair bay facilities. How many can we get in? Oh, I was kind of hoping we could get 3 in. Might be able to. Let's rejig things. Actually, let us move the scanner up to this deck. Let's make sure we can power everything. This is a little bit irritating, but maybe I'm being an idiot. Maybe what I should do. Can I fit 3 in if I go like this? No, I still can't. Okay. So we're powered up. Yeah, then we've got 3 hangars, which I'm just thinking will allow us then to put a fighter complement, and can we get 4? Yeah. So this gives us options to have a fighter complement and maybe a bomber complement as well, to give us a bit more flexibility and a more all-rounded ship. Yeah, let's see how we get on with these. How long do these take to build? 4 years, so they're quite the investment. And on this world, 10 years, gosh, a decade. But it's a big step forward in technology. I want plenty of them. And guys, it's 33 minutes, so I'm going to leave it there, and maybe we'll get to see how they perform in the next episode. Thanks very much. Bye.